Don't you want to go there? Who wants to go to Portland next year? Woo! Well, my name's Rex Burkholder, a Portland Metro Councilor, and I want to tell you why you need to come to Portland next year. It started way back in the 1800s when adventuresome men, no women, at the time explored Oregon looking for beaver pelts and their own fortunes. Then came along the sturdy pioneers who had to go across the country by foot and on horseback, and then across the great deserts to the land of milk and honey. At least that's what the boosters told them, is land of milk and honey. And what they found? Fish, lots of salmon, and giant trees that were up to 20 feet in diameter they had to cut down in order to be farming. 1843, there were two expatriates, one from Portland, Maine, one from Boston, Massachusetts, who homesteaded 160 acres on the muddy banks of the Willamette River, not the Willamette, it is the Willamette River in Oregon, not Oregon. And they had to decide what are they going to name this beautiful metropolis that would someday be there. The one from Portland, Maine, and the one from Boston, Asa Lovejoy and Mr. Pettygrove. They flipped a coin, and guess who won? The guy from Portland. Okay, now you know how we got our name. We could have been Boston. It would be interesting here. So today, who are the independent-minded folks? They're the people who come to Portland, Oregon. They come and they write software. They make websites. They film movies. They make solar cells. They build green buildings. They write books about Portland. They come to seek their fortune in a place that recognizes that a strong economy and strong cities require a conscious commitment to creating places. And why? Because places are where you share ideas. It's where you meet your mate. It's where you tell your stories about your children. It's where you get ideas for new businesses and find new business partners. And it's a place to talk politics and just to shoot the bull. Portland, we take our citizenship very seriously. For decades, we have demanded that our governments engage citizens in the most important discussion of all, and that is, how will we live together? And through rich times and poor times, boom and bust, bell-bottoms to iPods, the vision has been clear. Our cities must be built for people, not just for cars, and for the long haul, not the quick buck. In our downtowns, we brought back street life and business vibrancy by bringing back the ingredient missing from too many of our cities, which is people. For example, in the downtown area, just in the last 10 years, about 10,000 more people are living there today in whole new communities. You saw some pictures there. And it's not just the central city. It's also in many of our 24 other cities in the community, in the region. Other things that we can claim and that you need to come out and enjoy. Well, one, Tommy Wells said, you have to talk about the wine. Okay, Pinot Noir, Pinot Gris, world-famous wines. You can ride the light rail to Hillsborough, the end of the West Side Line, hop on a bicycle, and go on a winery tour, and then call a taxi and have them come pick you up when you're done. Bicycle use is one of the highest of any city in the country, and definitely the highest in any major city. It's increasing 50% a year. Transit use is going up as well. And traffic, amazingly, is actually declining. We drive about 17% fewer miles than the average American. That's my statistic for the planners, and that's probably the only one you're going to have. But we save about $2.5 billion a year that we would be sending off to Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, Detroit, Tokyo. It stays in the local economy and helps power our economy. In our suburban centers, we have light rail anchoring the older downtowns and helping create new, exciting centers in former bedroom communities. And imagine, if you can, that new centers of commerce that are arising out of strip malls. And I saw this site. It was when I knew we had a turning point in one of our communities called Gresham, where I saw a young man, a teenager, reading poetry in a coffee shop and wearing a beret. A teenager did not have to get on the light rail to go downtown Portland to enjoy himself and find meaning in his community. He was able to stay home and do that. A wonderful thing. Okay, what can you learn from coming to Portland for Rail Volution in 2010, besides that there can be so many different kinds of beer? We have spruce stout, pumpkin ale, etc. Here's what you'll get a first-hand look at. It's how we bring it all together, and I think that is what I think is special about Portland. We have robust public engagement. We have smart governance that's able to keep and deliver a vision over decades despite changing leadership. We have a city where it all happens, not just light rail and transit-oriented development, but public and private innovations like streetcars. Chandra? Woohoo! Okay, streetcars. The first American streetcar in 58 years, and a streetcar manufacturing company right there in the Portland region. We also have ideas like bicycle-oriented development. Let's move out the cars so we have room for development. And how do you get people there? Well, if you don't want to walk 3 miles, hop on your bike. We have street trees that are used as stormwater systems. We have solarized freeways. We have district energy systems. We have farms and forests and natural areas close to everyone's home that help support a robust farmers market. In short, we have a city that I would say really works. And it works in all colors. And this is for my TriMet friends. We have red, blue, yellow, green lines. And then we have silver, gold, and platinum. We have the highest per capita LEED buildings in the country. We also are our platinum bicycle city. So all the colors of the rainbow are there. We're still looking for purple, I guess. So I invite you to come to Portland, join us. I'll take you out for a beer. Unless you like wine, you can have some wine. Maybe I can take you out for a bicycle ride and show you what a wonderful place Portland is. And you can learn some lessons, take them home, and make your dreams come true. So I want to invite you all. Come to Portland next year in 2010. And now I want to invite up our friend from Boston, Mr. Greg Bialecki, is that right? Close enough. But now here, he doesn't know this. We're going to recreate the historical coin toss. If I win, we're going to rename this place Portland. If I lose, we're going to rename Portland Portland or something like that. Do you want to flip the coin?
I will flip the coin.
Are you going to call it?
You want to call it in the air?
Heads, tails. Oh, it's heads! All right. You can keep the quarter, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Rex. Thanks very much for that exciting preview of all of us being in Portland next year. Look forward to it. So my name is Greg Bialecki. I'm the Secretary of Housing and Economic Development here in Massachusetts for Governor Deval Patrick. And I first want to just thank you all again. I'm sure you've heard many thanks from members of our team, but for being here, everyone coming to Boston and to Massachusetts and to see everything we have to offer. We appreciate your being here, and we hope you'll even consider staying for an extra day or two if your schedule permits that. And in particular, thank you for coming with all of your energies and your ideas and your passion. We hope that you have seen that we're working very hard to make Boston and Massachusetts a better place, but we have a lot to learn from all of you, and we benefit by your being here. My role today is really just to introduce and kick off the next panel program, but I do want to take just a minute or two to talk about some things that we're doing here in Massachusetts. And we are, as you've seen, we're working on a whole variety of initiatives all around the state, and I think the best way to describe what we're doing and where we are at this point in time is we're really trying to move the state from a place where we have a lot of interesting pilots and initiatives that are really trying to make land use and transit work together for more livable and sustainable communities, and really trying how to raise our game and figure out how not to just do that in a series of interesting pilots and experiments, but how to systematically do that as the way that we go about our business. And you're going to hear in a minute from Jeff Mullan, who's our new Secretary of Transportation. You heard 2 days ago from Jim Aloisi, our then current Secretary of Transportation. But you're going to hear today from Jeff because you are here at the birth of a new era in Massachusetts transportation where we have fundamentally overhauled our transportation agencies, and we're integrating them and coordinating them in a way that we never have before. So what is as I said, we're trying to raise our game from a series of interesting experiments in transit and sustainability, and to really apply that systematically across the board. And what lessons have we learned about that? I think the number one lesson that we've learned about it is that it's really, really hard work. First of all, it involves a lot of collaboration. Collaboration is a nice word. I'm sure everybody in the room is in favor of collaboration. If I may say so among friends here, collaboration is a pain in the neck. It means that if Jeff and I are really going to take seriously the notion, not that we're going to work together on some interesting little project or 2 or 3 or 4 somewhere around the state, but we're really going to integrate housing and economic development that I do with transportation and with energy and environmental affairs that's in a third secretariat, that we really have to take the time every single day to ask ourselves what are the significant decisions that we're making, and we have to take the time to ask each other what they think, and sometimes it means we can't do things the way that we would like to do it because we have to accommodate to get things done. Secondly, really working together in that way takes time, and I think that you may have had the experience in your state as well. One of the things our governor has taken some heat on in the local press is the speed at which our stimulus money has gone to work. Part of the reason that we are not first in the nation in getting our stimulus money out to work is we made a very conscious and deliberate decision not to simply to repave all our major federal and state highways, but to really understand what kind of projects were available to us in the state that were really game changers in the way that we grow and live and work. And we have found those opportunities, but as everybody in this room knows, it takes time to do that and to get it right. And that's something else that we are learning as a part of the hard work. And the third is it takes money. And we talk about making these investments, and they are good investments, but by the nature of the game, an investment means in almost everything that we are doing, all the things that you are doing, it means we have to spend more money today in order to get a better outcome later. And in these challenging times, that's very difficult to do. So I think one of the things we are approaching, and I give our governor an awful lot of credit for that, is to just be very candid with people in Massachusetts about how this is hard work, and it involves collaboration and accommodation, and it does take time, and it does take money, but it's well worth it. And I think being candid in that way, the governor has been very well received, that the investments that he's prepared to make and the collaboration that he encourages or indeed mandates of all of his cabinet secretaries will make a better Massachusetts in the future. So we're very excited about what we're doing, and we think it's terrific timing that you're here to see how our work progresses. So I want to introduce, for a few remarks, Jeff Mullan, who is our Secretary of Transportation and CEO of our new Massachusetts Department of Transportation starting today.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Greg. I'm incredibly happy to be here with you today. I will say that I feel like I'm a little overexposed with the launch of our new website, www.mass.gov/MassDOT. Please go to it and see it. But if you go there, you will see that we are on Twitter and on YouTube and everything else. It is all designed around a simple concept, which is, how do I? It's a customer service focus that we're trying to bring to transportation in the Commonwealth. You will also find some press reports on there, the best of which is C. Mullan on YouTube, finally a transportation secretary who talks like he's from Massachusetts. So I will, with apologies, you'll just have to bear with my accent. I can't get rid of it. I grew up in Worcester, and that's just the way it is, so you have to deal with it. The jokes about my job and the challenges facing us don't end. I have a particular interest in religious history and have followed the Judaic-Catholic relationship for many years. I got a text from my friend Jacob Politan this morning who said, "Best of luck on your new job. It's a great day for the Catholics in Boston." So let me say that the work that we're doing I could not be more serious about. Neither could the governor or Secretary Bialecki or Secretary Bowles or any of the other people who are trying to push our transportation agenda. It's an effort to rebuild the self-esteem of our workers who have been beaten down over the past 15 or so years of nonsense in transportation. It is a campaign to rebuild the public's confidence in our transportation system. And it's an effort to show people that we're proper stewards of our transportation system. We are deadly serious about what we're about to undertake. And I'm here to tell you that MassDOT is built around many of the things that you folks have been striving to accomplish for decades. Today, it's my first time at Rail Volution. MassDOT is focused on economic prosperity, social equity and justice, cleaner air, vibrant cities and communities, and better personal and planetary health. If those things sound familiar to you, it's no mistake. This is what we're trying to do with the Massachusetts Department of Transportation. It's been born today with a mission that will support things that all of you care about. Let me read to you our mission statement. We will be fair to all transportation users by making regionally equitable and generationally responsible investments that expand mobility, spark economic growth, improve public health, and that support a clean environment and stronger communities. We've created the Healthy Transportation Compact, a partnership between our agency and the Executive Office of Health and Human Services. I know that one of the most important things that we can do is to create more livable communities that have more people riding transit. And we need to set an ambitious and bold goals for ridership growth. We can build ridership in 3 ways: deliver excellent customer service, expand our system, and cluster jobs and homes around transit. We are focused on all 3. I have a Charlie card. I love transit. I live on the Mattapan high-speed line. Happens to be 3 doors down from the governor, but we do happen to be neighbors, and we both live right near the subway. Some of the work we're doing to connect the dots involves the work of the South Coast Rail, which some of you have heard about. South Coast Rail is a major transportation investment that will have a major economic spin-off. We released a study in August showing that nearly $500 million of every year of new and unique business sales will result from the rail line. It's a tremendous economic development opportunity. With Greg and his staff at the Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development, we've been partnering to plan stations and development around stations way ahead of time before we begin the design or the construction of the facility. We know that the state can't just lay down the track and expect economic development to follow. Just as importantly, we need to do everything we can at the state level to help shape economic growth that also preserves the environment. When Governor Patrick came into office, he committed to a set of sustainable development principles and created the Development Cabinet. With South Coast Rail, we're trying to bring these principles to life. We have some important partnerships that help us connect all the dots on a project like this. One is with Secretary of Energy and Environment. We've been planning to make the facility a green train with solar panels atop canopies and wind turbines at all the stations. And with the Executive Office of Labor and Workforce Development, we've been planning to coordinate investments. For example, the New Bedford Career Center, a job training site serving low-income neighborhoods, will be located in a new green building right next to the train platform. Some have said that government can't afford to invest this way in major transit expansion, but there's never a bad time to envision a different and better future. The governor is acutely aware that the cost of failing to act is unacceptable. We can't afford to not look ahead in ways to create new jobs and create the economic recovery. It's an honor. I'm honored, my first day to be Secretary of Transportation, to be here with you at Rail Volution. I'm looking forward to having MassDOT take on the 21st century work of transportation agencies, which is to build livable communities. I ask that you continue to follow our progress. I look forward to working with all of you. I hope you enjoyed your stay in the Commonwealth. Please visit again. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeff. And one bit of housekeeping, I've been asked to remind everyone, please fill out your green conference evaluation forms to help us plan a better program for Portland next year. And next, I'm pleased to welcome to the stage 2 talented folks who are going to lead a conversation about innovative urban solutions in challenging economic times. Shelley Podisha and Bob Yarrow. Shelley is the director of the Office of Sustainability at the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Before that, she was president and CEO of Reconnecting America. Before that, she was the executive director of the Congress for New Urbanism. And if I'm permitted an editorial remark, it just how great it is to have a president who not only cares about sustainable communities, but also understands the hard work that's involved and is bringing folks like Shelley onto the team, people who really understand the hard work and investment it takes to get to sustainable communities, and we're very, very glad she's there. And Bob Yarrow is the president of the Regional Plan Association, America's oldest independent metropolitan policy, research, and advocacy group based in Manhattan. It improves the quality of life and competitiveness of the New York metropolitan region, America's largest urban area. Bob is also professor of practice in city and regional planning at the University of Pennsylvania. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you both.